Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to show you how you can create a React image slider with an autoplay feature. Alright, as you can see here, alright, it has the autoplay feature. Then you can click next, alright, you can click previous, alright. Those are some of the functionalities that I'm going to show you. There's also this one, you can click any button here and that image will appear, the last image, all right, like so. Right. So let's get started. So as you can see here, I have this array here, an array of images. Okay. This is image 1 2 3 4 5 images in this array. That's the only thing I have. I'll put a link in the description below so that you can have these links for the images. All right, then here I have I've imported a CSS. It's here. There's nothing in it. This just some CSS reset, so there's nothing here. I've not coded anything. All right, we are going to start this project from scratch. All right. So the first thing I can do is come to this folder called components and build a component, and I will name it image slider. Image right. So let's start by writing the function image slider, and I'm going to return image slider. Let's export this. We need to export it so that we can use it in our app.js. We export it as default, right, like so. So let's come here, we need to import it. So import we need to import it here. All right, like so. Then we need to use this one. Let me just copy it. There's no need even for copying it. You can just write like this, image like so. And now let's run our application in the terminal here down, npm start, so that we can see if that this has been displayed, right? Yeah, so this is just simple. I have not added any functionality or any component, anything, just these two, the image slider app.js and this to do.css. all right, and there's nothing here. All right, it's empty. All right, let's hit start so that we can know that everything is working properly. All right, so as you can see, it has displayed our image there. So what I'm going to do, instead of displaying this, I want to display a div with a class name of container. All right, then we are going to have, I'm going to style this div. All right, so let's go back to our to do.js and write that styling container. First of all, I want it to be with the minimum width of, let's say, 800 pixel and minimum height of 500 pixel with the background. Let's see. I just want to see if it's working correctly. All right, so let's center this in our body. Right, so I'm going to use flex. Let's come to body and use flex to center that div. So display of flex, justify content center, and align item of center. Right, so it should be centered right now. I think we need to add this height. No, not that one. We need a height here of 100 view height. Right, yeah, you can see now our div is centered. All right, so that is done. We don't need this background color, but I just need it for visualization. Okay, let's add the button for backwards and for the next image and the previous image. So I'm going to contain them in a div element, the class name, buttons. You can just call them buttons, like so. Let's do this. Let's say button. We have that one button. We can just copy that. All right. Now I want us to style these two buttons here so that they come to the middle here. All right. So I can go to this one. Let's give it a background color so that I can be able to see it. So it is here, right? Let's come to the container and say display flex, then justify. Okay, content center. Let me see how that's going. All right, I don't want that, so I want align item to be centered. All right, exactly. And I want this one to have width of 100%. Exactly. You can see where I'm going. Now I'm going to take this, the number 2, the second button, and place it at the end of that container. It's very simple. So I'll still use flex. So display of flex, and I want justify content, and I want space between. All right, space between, so that it will push that button there. All right, that's very simple. All right, then we can add some. Let me go to font awesome and add some icon. let's go to font awesome. Okay. So I've changed the icons. That's what I've done. Let me see the icons if they are now visible. Yes, they are now visible. Okay, what I can do, I'll take the okay, so let's make the buttons to be rounded. So I'm going to say border radius. So it's border radius 50%. And I think they are going to be rounded. Let me see. Yeah, you can see it's very small. It's very small. So let's add some padding to the, like so, right? And also, okay, let me make them, as you can see, they are oval. I want them to be like a circle, so I have to put some height and width here. So I'll do width of 50 pixel and also a height of 50 pixel, so that when I add this, the border radius to be 50%, it will make them to be round, like so. All right, you can see, right? So if I return my background color, not this one, not this one, I think this one. Yeah, you can see now it's coming together. All right, so I want, when you hover on the buttons, to let's do this. I want this one let's go to also the buttons. Hover. With smoke, right? Okay, that one is causing, this one I should change to let me see what. Let's just make them black so that they are visible. Okay, they are hiding. I don't know why. Let me try and put z index of 1. See why. I don't know why this one are not working. Let's try and increase the size of this one. Let's see if that one will. So before we get stuck on the styling, let's just try and add. No, okay. Let me do this. So instead of this, I'm going to say image to take a width of 100%. So I want us to add the now the images. Okay, now how do I add the images? Just come there. Let's do that then. See, all right, so this one has been all right. Okay, so what I've done, I've just added this image here, right? And you will see it here, this one, right? It's very simple. I've just added it manually so that you can see. Then these icons are from Font Awesome, right? So everything is coming together. Let me add some opacity. I want it to be a bit transparent. Let me say 0.8. Yeah, so you can see it's a bit transparent. Let's even make it 0.9 and see. No, 0.5. That's too transparent. Okay. All right. So you can see it's a little bit transparent. All right, and I can click on it, and yeah. So that's it for those two arrows. Then I want this image to be let's make it rounded. Why is the image this one? Let's say 20 pixel and see if that's okay. Yeah, that's a bit okay. That's okay. Can go with that one. Then I think this one is okay. I think we can start working on these buttons now. All right, actually not these buttons. Let's put this image from the array before we go to the buttons, because as you can see I've just coded it like this one. So we need that array here. So let me pass that array, this one, images. Okay, I'm going to say images. Like so that I can come to my image slider component and pass that prompt here, right? I like destructuring the prompt, so I can just write images there and everything will be okay. Then here, instead of hard coding this, I'm going to put images, and I want, let's take the first image, all right, dot URL. All right, I think that one should work, because if I say images, I want images, then I want the first one with the index 0, then I'm taking the URL. This one is because it's not it's an array of objects, so you can see these curly brackets. This one is an object, second object, that object, and all of them are inside an array. All right, so that's why I've done this, and that dot URL is from this one. I'm taking this URL. All right, so I've taken the first image, this one. All right, are we together up to there? So let's see if that's work, so that we can continue with the next functionality, right? Okay, let's refresh. Yeah, it's working properly, right? So we need to find a way of adding this index here, not manually, but through a state. All right. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to use useState. So let's say constant. I want to take the index, the current index, and set current index. Let's add index there. All right. We are going to use useState. Okay, and you need to import it there. As you can see here, I've imported it. All right, so you need to import it like that. All right, useState, you have to import it before any state. Okay, any hook before you use any hook, you have to import it there. All right, so that's up to there. We are okay. Let's start from index 0. All right, and here I don't want to put 0. I want to put the current index. All right, are we together up to there? So as you can see, our current index right now, it will be 0. All right, so if I open it, all right, it's okay. Don't worry about the images changing. The images are changing because I've used an URL which takes a random image. All right, so if I refresh, it will still be an image in the index 0, but the image will be different. All right, let's continue. Let's come to this button. This is the left button, which is there for previous. All right, let's add a event listener, and we want to handle next, not next, left is, let me see which one is left so that I can okay, let's add it there. I just want to see which one is the left one. Sorry, it's taking this one. That's why I'm wondering what's wrong. Okay. So this one is left, so that is previous. So I've created a function here, as you can see. It's called previous image. So let's go and create that previous image function here. Under the state, we write previous image is equals to, it's a function, we put the fat arrow, and I can just say like alert and say previous image. All right, we also need to put here another handler on click event listener, and this one is next image. All right, so let's just take this. No. Let's just create that. Next image is equals to function fat arrow and alert next image. All right, so this just I just want to see if this handler is if it's working correctly. So if I click this one, previous image, that one is okay. Click that one, next image. All right, previous image, next image. All right, so then okay, this for these icons, this one should be class name. All right, it's class name, not class, so that if you write class, the React will give you an error. All right, so it's class name. So let's tackle this, the previous one. So I don't want to echo that. I want to change this index to the previous index. All right, so I'm going to look at if the previous image is the first image. All right, so if it is the first, how do you know if it's the first? All right, I'm going to say let's add the new index will be is equals to, you check if it's the first image. All right, if it is the first image, you need to put you take the array images dot length. Right, you check the length, then you minus 1. All right, so if it was the first one, it will go back to, if it will be index 1, it will go back to index 1. All right, are we together up to there? Then we are going to use the ternary operator, and we want the current. If it's previous, we want the current index minus 1. Minus 1. All right. Then we can set our index to be the new index. Let's see if our logic is working correctly. Let's click this one and see if another image will come. No. try and pass the URL here. Let's do this. Okay. Let's do this first. I'm not going to pass that right now. Okay, let's now see. Let's refresh. So I think what I'm doing wrong is this one. I'm supposed to say current index is equals to 0. Now if it's equal to 0, it should go like this, right? Let's see if that one is okay. Yeah, let's click there. Yeah, okay, you can see there it's interchanging. Okay, you see, back to number 1, right? But this one is not working still, right? So let's do the next one. We are just going to follow the same thing, but now I'm going to look for the last image. Which will be equals to so to check if the image is the last one, we are going to check current index is equals to image dot length minus 1. All right, then constant new index. The new index will be check that the last image. If it's the last image, we want to put it, we want the first image to appear, right? If it is the last image, we want the image in the first index to appear. All right, then we are going to put the current index, then we add 1 because we want now the next one, not the previous, the next one, and we go back to setting the current image to the new index. Okay, I think that one will do. Let's see. Let's refresh in case there is any error. So okay, you can see, right? If I want to go back, all right, Alright, go back. You can see it's working properly, right? Alright, now what I'm going to do, I want to, can we put this image so that it plays automatic? And for that, okay, let's return this one. Now before we return that one, let me see. Oh, okay, so I think we can return this one. We can just copy it, cut, can come here and say images, go back to put that one back and come here and put images is equals to images. Yeah, I think it should work. It should work. Yeah, it's working properly. All right, so let me add the buttons here for the next buttons. Yeah, so let's do this. I want to see where I'm going to add that. Let's see, images. Let's go to font awesome. Don't worry about this error. I know why it is there. I want to put the dot. Is it called the dot or what is it? Let's just look for a circle. Let's take this circle and paste it here. Let me see what's wrong with my function here. So I think what I'm doing wrong, I'm supposed to write this, the whole of this function inside curly brackets. So what I do, I'll write a div with a class name of circle, like so. So what I was missing are these curly brackets. So if you want to put JavaScript inside the return, you need to put the curly bracket. Or if you want to put any markup, all right, JSX markup, you need to put them inside the curly brackets. All right, any function, any JavaScript function. So now I can write my function here, and I want to take the image and also the index of that image. All right, then I'm going to return let's return this one, this icon. Hopefully there won't be any error. Let me do this here, like so, and change this one to class name. Let's see if it's working. Yeah, you can see these dots here. All right, so what I can do is to I can say this one position absolute. I just want to see it so that I can know how to. So it's here. I want it to be down here. All right. So I can say bottom of 0. All right. That one will push them down like so. Then let's say right of 50%. I think it will work. Yeah, you can see everything is coming together. Then I need to display flex, and I want a gap between them of 5 pixel. I don't know if that's big. No, it's okay, that's fine. Then I'll come and take this one, let's increase the font size 0.3. all right, they are big. Let's put 0.5. Yeah, 0.5 is okay. All right, let's remove the background color. Okay, that's okay. Let's see. let me try this. I've not tried this, but let me do this and see if this one will work. If I say display flex and justify content center, let me see if that one will work for me. No, it doesn't work for me. So let's just do this. Right. Let's use transform and translate -50% and -50%, and see if that, yeah, exactly. So if I change the image, I think you will see. You can see my image here, and I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like what I'm seeing. Okay, I think you are going to try your ways and see how you can center this one to come to the center here. It's not centered correctly, but hope you'll be able to do that by yourselves. Right. So what I want to do now, I want when you click on this, all right, let's put some, let's say cursor pointer. So when you do it like this, it's, you see, you can point. Let me see if I can do this. Change the color or the, yeah, I think it's the color. You see when you hover, all right. Let's reduce this one to 8 and see. No, I don't want 8. I want less. Let's say 4. Yeah, that one is okay. Now when I click this one, I want to change the image to come to that index, and this one is very simple because I'll just need to add an event listener there. On click event listener, and this one is going to take the index, all right, and I'm going to use the fat arrow function, and I'm going to call go to image. Go to image, all right. So let me see this. Oh. Let's pass that there. let's pass empty. We are going to pass the empty so that this index is equals to this index here. All right, so I don't want to pass anything there. I think that one you understand me. So let's create that function. Go to index here, constant, go to index, and this one is going to take that index, right? And I'm going to use the fat arrow again, and we are going to set the current index to that index. Are we to get up to there? Yes. So when I refresh and I come here, you see it's changing, it's changing, it's changing. You see it's changing. So what I can do is add an active class so that when you click, the active class will be added. So what I can do, I can come here, on those buttons here. So instead of coding this one, let me cut that one. Then I say, so here I'm going to use a logic, the logic operation, and I'm going to say if the current index is equals to this index here, all right, I'm going to write that one and add an active class. All right, otherwise I'm just going to give it the normal class. All right, so I've checked the current index, which is this one here, where in our state. Where is our state? This one. All right, this index here. So if that index there is equals to this index here, all right, I want to add an active class, this one, which I'm going to create right now, an active class. Otherwise, if it's not equals to that index, I'm going just to output the class. All right, so let's come here and write the active class, and I just want to change the color to red. All right, so let's refresh. Yeah, you can see it's already applied, right? You can see that red there, the class has already been applied, right? So if I come here and click there, the class has already been applied and the image has changed. Again, the image has changed and the class has been applied. The first image, you see, the last one, and the class has been applied. The same, if you go next, it's going to go with this one. All right, it's that simple. So the last functionality that I want to show you, it's how you can make this this image slider to auto play. And for that we are going to use the set interval method. So let's come to here again. And I think we need to use some useState, and we are going to use effect. All right, use effect. All right, set interval. I don't know if I've written correctly this one. Use effect. Let me just Google it. Okay, I've forgotten to add these two. Okay, let me go back and do this, do the correct thing. So that one, I think now it's okay. Yeah, it's okay now. I can set interval, and interval takes two parameters. Okay, the first one is the function that we are going to call, and I want to call the next image. Okay, this function, this one, I'm going to call this function here. All right, so next image, and the times, let's say 3 seconds. All right, I don't know what's happening. It should be working properly. Let me see. Let me see what's going on. So let's wrap this one in a constant variable, and we call it just interval. And I'm going to return. I want to clear the interval, right? Use the fat arrow and write clear interval. So I think what I'm doing wrong, I've not written the fat arrow correctly. All right, so you have to be keen when doing this. All right, so I think, so I'm setting the interval of 3 seconds, and after every 3 seconds it's going to call this function next image, which is this one, and this one is going to play the next image. All right, and that one will make our image slider to be autoplay. So let's go back and see. Let's refresh. Yeah, you can see it's autoplaying. I'm not changing it, it's autoplaying. All right, all right. It's auto playing, and that's the end of our tutorial. And if you like this video, please subscribe so that you can support me and I'll be able to create more videos. Thank you.